What is going on, my trainer club? We are here with Regice. Today we are going to look at what is the absolute best people to fight against Regice, because oftentimes we have agrons in there. I've seen cloisters go in there, but it confuses us. We may not get as much damage, or we may not be doing as much damage as our party can do as a whole. Here we go, setting up raid parties for Regice. Welcome to the trainer club, guys. Before we get to the raid party for Regice, let's hatch 9 Alolan eggs. Let's see what we get. Yes, the best thing that we got is the Alolan Grimer. I was really hoping for that. One of the coolest guys that they have out there right now. I think he is so awesome, and the muck looks amazing. I am definitely gonna evolve that guy and potentially power him up. He is a 91%, so I am hyped on that Grimer. So now we wanna look at what is the best raid party for Regice. What we have to realize, the #1 feature is that the auto selector when going into a raid battle is going to choose defensive Pokemon. So that's why you'll see things like Aggron in there. You know, you might see a Cloyster in there. The first time I did it was pretty crazy with the amount of Pokemon that were not that effective against them. They would just last long. So that can be to your advantage, but really it's not, because usually you're going in with party sizes, and I would suggest 6 people, 6 decent level players. Level 440s with maxed out guys can beat Regice, but I really suggest 6 to 8 is a good range. If you have lower level people that don't have maxed up Mons, I mean, the real thing, it's not really the level of the Pokemon player, it's really the level of their Pokemon. So if you have a level 35 and all his guys are powered up to almost level 37 because you can jump the gap in the levels, that's gonna be effective for you. But if you have a level 35 and all his Pokemon are level 25, that's the same thing as having a level 24 player. So you really have to look at the Pokemon that the person has. Somebody on my last Kyogre party pointed this out to me, and I did know this, but I wanted to make that known for you guys. So here we go, let's set up. I'm gonna delete this Kyogre party, and what we really wanna do, I would say, so based on his moveset, so he gets Blizzard, he gets Earthquake, and he gets Focus Blast. So he gets Fighting, Ground, and he gets Ice moves. And so what we really want to look at is there really a big variation in what we should use? So for Blizzard, the top guys are going to be all fire guys, with Entei leading the pack with Fire Spin and Overheat. So when we're looking at these ice moves, they're very ineffective against fire guys. So we can use him, we can use Moltres, we can use Ho-Oh, we can use Charizard with Blast Burn because he's got that 2-bar special. We can also use Machamp, and we can also use Tyranitar. So these guys are effective against the ice moves. However, my top guys are definitely going to be Entei. We can also use Flareon, so we can use Entei, Flareon, Moltres, Ho-Oh. Those are my top guys to go in right now, and I actually did max out some Enteis in order to get them in here. So this is gonna be my Blizzard party. So my top guys are going to be Entei, Moltres. Those guys are gonna be the top most damaging. And the reason why I'm putting Ho-Oh towards the end is because he does get Fire Blast. However, he does not have a fire quick move, so he is not going to do the most damage all the time, but he does take a lot of damage and can be very effective for that. And then I got 2 Charizards in there, so you can do that. That's one of the good parties. And also, I mean, really, I went against Earthquake, right? And they say that Entei is not that effective against him. The flying types are way better. Ho-Oh is probably the best against the Earthquake from what I can see. And Moltres, they take a very little amount of damage from Earthquake. It's almost laughable how much damage they can take. 3 to 4 Earthquakes full before they die, as you can see right now. I also suggest that you just do this party, same exact thing. However, we are going to switch it up just a little bit, and we're gonna put our birds in first. So here's our Blizzard party, and so I'm gonna create a new party. This one's gonna be Earthquake, and so I'm gonna start with Moltres, and then I'm gonna go Ho-Oh, then I'm gonna go Blast Burn. There's my Blast Burn Charizard, and then I'm gonna put my Enteis in here, because when I'm doing this, I didn't really, I mean, yeah, their health goes down halfway. However, it did not go down enough that it was like really deterrent of me. It didn't kill them in a one-shot kill or anything like that. So if you don't have powerful Entei's, you can also put Machamps in here or Tyrannotars. The one you're not gonna put against Tyranitar is Focus Blast, because Focus Blast does damage on rock type Pokemon. So we do not want to do that. And then for my last one here, we'll put a Machamp in there. Alright, so that's a max out Machamp. And the last we're going to do is for Focus Blast. Focus Blast is going to be similar to my other ones. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to do Entei. He has fighting moves. We'll put a Flareon in here. So there's a Flareon. We'll put 2 Flareons in here. As you notice, the update, they have changed where when you type in the name and you go back in to select the next one, the name is still there, which is a great tool and updated measure for you to keep selecting the same Pokemon without having to continually type the name of the Pokemon in. And then we'll put Moltres and we'll put Charizard with Blast Burn in there. So those are my parties, and I would suggest setting up a second party. So based on what you've done and what you see, you know, you have to set up a second party if you want to, where you can basically have backup reserves if you're going in with a low amount of people and you need a second party, which, because Regice is pretty strong and Blizzard, they do a decent amount of damage, you might have to do a second round. In my second round party, I'm gonna put Pokemon that I haven't used in many of the other parties. I'm gonna go ahead and put Flareon in here, I'm gonna go ahead and put Machamp in here, I'm gonna go ahead and put T-Tar, but he has to have Smackdown. So T-Tar with Smackdown and Stone Edge, that's gonna go in here. And so that'll be my backup just in case he doesn't have Focus Blast. Really what you wanna know, Entei is number 1. I think that they say that you can use Overheat as the best move. However, I think you can also use Flamethrower, because Flamethrower is a 2-bar special and it's going to get off a lot faster. So as you're getting damage, you're gonna be able to get it. Those big long specials, while they may be the most powerful and do the most damage, if you only get 1 off, it's not as powerful if you get 1, 2, 3, you had 1.5 full bar, right? That's 3 specials of the shorter ones. So depending on how you like to play, I found it way more effective during these legendaries, because their moves are so strong, to use that 2-bar special. The 1 bar is more effective fighting gyms, the 2 bar is more effective in fighting legendaries. And so we have the Entei with Fire Spin, Overheat. We can have the Charizard with Fire Spin and Blast Burn, that's really effective. The Fire Spin, Overheat, Flareon, very effective. I might max one of those guys out. I already have 2 maxed out Enteis. And then Ho-Oh, we're gonna use Steel Wing and Fire Blast. And these are going down in the order of the most effective to the least effective. And for Machamp, we want fighting moves, so we're gonna go with Counter and Dynamic Punch. Those are gonna be the moves that we want for our Machamp. And then for Tyranitar, we're doing Smackdown and Stone Edge, except Focus Blast. Leave your Tyranitars out of Focus Blast. And then of course, all the way at the bottom, we can use Blaziken with Counter, fighting move, and his Overheat as his charge move. And then if you're really reaching deep in your bag and you wanna set up a party that nobody else has seen, you can use Breloom with Counter and Dynamic Punch. So those are the top guys to use. Let me see what you guys are doing on your battle parties. How many people can you beat it with? Are you able to do it with 4? We're gonna try it and we are going to let you know how we do, because we're gonna need level 40 players, we're gonna need maxed out Pokemon, and we're gonna need to do maximal damage. So keep your Agrons dead. That's my number 1 tip in all of the legendaries. Just leave them dead, because they are doing no damage and they are literally just being defensive in there, and that is not what we want to do. We want to do maximal damage. We want to kill him fast. When we have enough people, or when we don't have enough people, we are doing the most damage we possibly can. That is a lot of information for you guys. Let me know how each of you guys is doing. Drop a sub, a comment, share this video with anybody that needs more experience or is using weak Pokemon to battle with. And of course, use your high IV guys, because they are gonna do more damage. Attack being, you want the number 1 stat. So that's the 15 attack is the most important, because they are going to do the most damage. Thank you for tuning into the Trainer Club, guys. I will see you on the next video.